we did some stuff in our senior year that you're like, how the hell did they come in to school with that? Like bringing that in. But we'll get into
that later. Yeah. Someone robbed me of my crutches, and I don't go like that. Yeah, I think at this point, if we are embarrassed by anything, we should not be doing this.
Yeah. So,
well, since we are called After High School Podcast, I think it's kind of appropriate we talk about our high school experience, huh?
Yep. Bleep this out. It was.
Oh my God.
Yeah. Yeah, you better be watching the last two. But yeah, so I remember one time I was in.
And welcome back to another episode of the podcast number 2. This is the same day the first one's posted. So
yes, today
hope you guys are enjoying it.
Yeah, we just posted the first episode today. So if you watched the first episode, I thank you and thank you for tuning in again. This is episode 2, and we're posting these podcasts every
Friday.
Yes, for your information. So make sure
5.
What? Oh, 5 p.m. EST. So yeah, expect the new After High School podcast every Friday. It kind of fits the theme because like it's like at the end of the week. So after high school, like the end of the week, you don't got school tomorrow. You just come home on a Friday, put this on, or while you're in school, depending on what time you're listening to, throw this on and just put it on where you're doing like your laundry or whatever.
Your homework, like you guys should be doing.
Don't do your homework. That shit. I'm not allowed to curse in the beginning. Yeah. Okay. So we're not supposed to curse in the first minute of YouTube. So editor, please.
That's gonna get bleeped.
Yeah, please bleep. But what is today's topic, Sean?
Well, since we are called After High School Podcast, I think it's kind of appropriate we talk about our high school experience, huh?
Yep. So,
how's high school for you?
In a short story, it was a lot of people ask me this question. This is what I always say. A lot of people are like, "Do you miss high school?" And I always say no. Like, I really don't. Like, just because I posted like a lot of videos and I got like a lot of views during high school doesn't mean I want to go back. I really just enjoyed it for the content. I did not. I hated just sitting in class and doing like stuff I'd never want to do.
I think honestly, the best thing about school was just being surrounded by friends and stuff. School itself sucked. I would not go back to do any school work, but to like go to do certain things with you guys, I'd definitely do that again.
Yeah. So, but today we're gonna basically review, you go year by year, and tell you how like everything went, and all of this is gonna lead up to senior year, because I feel like high school really like it really makes your character, and then like all those years lead up to your final year of high school, senior year, the relationships you've built. And like the personality you've grown into, it all leads up to your senior year of high school. So we're gonna go year by year from freshman year and to senior year, and we're gonna go through each year and tell you guys like kind of like the most important parts and the most significant parts that like
what got us here now, I guess. Is probably a better way to say it. Yeah.
And so we're gonna start off with
freshman year.
Yes.
So at our school, I don't know about a lot of other schools I can think off the top of my head, but we had a 9th grade building. So everyone that was a freshman was in the annex, is what we called ours.
So basically, our school was too small to fit 4 grades. So they basically said, "F these freshmen, we're gonna send them down the street."
Yeah, down the street. It wasn't like it was next to it.
Yeah.
No. It was down the street.
Yeah. So we had like our own building, 9th grade, and it was called the Annex.
Yeah, which is actually kind of cool. Actually,
yeah.
I mean, it honestly though, I don't like it because it made me not feel like I had a high school experience.
Yeah.
Because going from the Annex, being in 9th grade, going to the main building, I still felt like I was a freshman.
Yeah, but also like other things that happened later on that cut our kind of our high school experience. We'll get to that. But and if you're wondering, did we ever go to the main building? So basically, since we were like spread away from the rest of the grades, we had buses that would come pick us up and take us to the main building.
Good old shuttle bus.
So let's say it's usually like the smart kids. The smart kids always had like let's say you're a freshman and you're taking like physics or something. I don't know anything about math. And physics.
That's not math.
Okay.
That's science.
Okay. Fuck. Let's say you're taking like a really hard let's say you're taking like a really hard math class, and usually those are taken by the grades higher than you. So those classes are held in the main building. So basically, if you're in the annex, a bus would come pick you up. Like if it's your second period, it would come through your second period.
I thought they only came during 3rd and 4th.
I don't remember, But
Middle of
it
the
would
day.
come. It would come
Yeah.
to pick you up and take you to the main building so you could take that class. And after you finish, you'd go right back to the building.
Yep. And because me and Anthony were so smart,
Yeah.
we had to be one of those kids.
Yeah, that is
Yeah.
not true. So basically, the only reason me and Sean went over to the main building is because we had the same class freshman year, which was ROTC.
Yep. We were little
Yeah,
cadets.
yeah,
Yeah.
please burn every photo that you find of me wearing that.
And now
outfit.
enter the pictures we're gonna send.
No, we're not. We're not including any photos. You just pointed to nothing.
Okay.
But
Except for our ads. Boom. Boom.
oh
plug.
yeah, ads, Instagram ads right here. But yeah, so basically the only class we had was RTC in the main building, and we'd
Yeah.
leave there for third period, which was also our lunch.
Yeah, because we had first lunch. Yeah. So other thing was, if you had a main building class and it was before your lunch or
Mhm.
during your lunch period, you would have it at the main building.
Yeah.
So freshman year, we had our 1 day every day lunch at the main building.
So basically every other day we would go to the main building, and we would also have lunch there, and we had like lunch with all the like 10th graders, 11th graders, and 12th graders, which was like, I don't know if
It was kind of scary. I'm not gonna
Yeah.
lie, but because we were scared, we only stuck with the other freshmen that we rode the bus with.
Yeah,
and
we
the
had
same
like
lunch.
at the time we had like a group of like it was like 4 of us that we'd go over there, and we had
4 of
lunch
us.
with
Yeah.
every other day. And I don't know if you want to get into RTC.
Oh yeah. Honestly, ROTC was kind of fun.
Since we had it at the same time, it kind of was.
Yeah, yeah. So, only thing I liked about it though
Mhm.
was doing drill. That was honestly it. I just
Mhm.
liked marching.
And I kind of like certain parts of it, but the only thing I really think that messed up the RTC experience for the people, because sometimes like the people kind of didn't make it enjoyable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The what are they called? Upperclassmen that we had in
Yeah.
ours. They were very. How do you say this without sounding offensive? They were really good at it. So these people were above us at the time were going to school for this.
Yeah, so they were
We
like,
had no intentions of going to school for ROTC.
Yeah.
In the future, going to Marines, going to Navy,
Mhm.
whatever it was.
I forget why I signed up, but once I learned that once you do a certain amount of years in there in the ROTC, you would get like a sash at your graduation. So I always thought about that, and my headspace was to do the 3 years of RTC, and then when I graduate, they give me like a golden sash with all my awards and stuff. So
Oh,
that's what I
yeah.
had in the back of my mind. But I guess Sean, like he already knew he was just gonna do it for 1 year. But in my mind, I thought I was gonna do it for a couple years. So I stayed after school for drill practice, and I was a part of the
Yeah.
drill team.
I'm not gonna lie, I regret not joining that.
Nah, I don't know.
Because I enjoyed it. I was really good at it.
uh-huh.
So I actually enjoyed doing drill.
Yeah.
So I'm kind of mad that I didn't join that. That's one
I
thing
don't know
do
about
regret.
being really good at it.
I was what are you talking about?
I was the best one in our class because I stayed afterwards.
You were the best person in our class considering to the team.
Mhm.
I was the best drill person. I taught you half the stuff.
Oh, I don't care. But the point is, we were in ROTC for like for the entire year, and we had the same class, so we were just like kind of messing around, but we were also doing our work, you know.
Yeah, we were actually surprisingly we were actually pretty decent at it.
until Sean broke his knee or whatever.
Yeah, so yeah. So I was on crutches for about a good portion of freshman year.
Probably like the whole freshman year. That's how I remember it.
No, it was like the second half of freshman year. Yeah, because it happened during second quarter was second semester because that's when we switched classes for other stuff. But yeah, so I kind of enjoyed it because I hated wearing my uniform.
Yeah,
Like
so
you didn't necessarily hate it. You just did it better than I did because I could not take it.
I was like a really good kid. Like I
that
listened
is
to all
true.
the directions and shit. So
Yeah, that is very
basically,
true.
once a week we would have to wear a uniform, and ROTC is like a military or like kind of like
Yeah, military.
it's kind of like they choose depending on what school you're at. They have different ones. Like ours were Navy, so we had to wear Navy uniforms. But other
Yeah,
schools
it
were
was,
doing like
yeah.
Army, Marine, so they'd have Army uniforms, Marine uniforms. But we had the worst one, or at least in my opinion, the worst outfit.
I would rather wear an army one than
Yeah,
a navy
army one
one
would have been
any day
so
of the
cool.
week.
Like I like the full camo. I would have had no problem wearing that.
Right? I would have wore that on the days we weren't supposed to wear.
Okay, but we had a navy uniform, which is like, go look it up. There's a picture of it
Right here, and it's Anthony.
No, it's not. But it's just like a bad uniform, and like you have to wear the little hat. The hat was like the worst.
That's the
part.
hat. The hat was the worst part. I swear.
And you
Oh,
also,
do you remember the little like the what they called?
the
Where you kept
shirt
your shirt.
stays.
Yes.
There's like these little things that
Oh.
would make your shirt stay really tucked in, and it's good. It's good if you wear it properly.
Oh yeah, it's good any other situation, but having to wear those things all day
Yeah, and if
and if it popped,
it pops, it comes like snaps at you because you have to have them
Yo,
really tight, and it keeps
yeah.
your shirt from like creasing when
that's
you
it.
sit
It's
down.
good. It's a good thing to wear, like if you're going to like a party. You
Uh-huh.
have to wear like a nice suit or something.
I still wear it sometimes depending on
same.
where to go. Yeah.
Same.
And we'd have to do that, and there was also stuff that you had to change about your looks. You couldn't have you can have a beard.
Yeah, like what I have here, like this little facial hair, I couldn't have that.
You had your hair had to be like 3 inches or 2 inch. Like it had to
I
be really
think your
short.
hair would have to be shorter. Right,
My hair
now.
would have to been like right now. It would have been way shorter.
Oh, that is something that we did get in trouble a lot for because neither of us wanted to cut our hair.
No, my hair was short at the time.
Oh no,
remember?
it was my hair that
Yeah,
I
yeah.
didn't. Yeah, my hair that was too long,
Sean had like longer hair, so they kept telling him to cut his hair.
and I wasn't going to. I'm not cutting my hair for a stupid class.
And also, since like you don't have like the proper haircut, they take off points on
Oh
your
yeah,
like
it was
test.
it was part of our grade. So what was it, once a week or like once a month, something like that? We
Uh-huh.
had to wear uniforms,
Mhm.
and we would get tested on it. So our shoes had to be shined.
Oh yeah, like your basically uniform had to be like perfect. You had to have the like perfect haircut.
You had to remember what were they called?
Just a lot of stuff that you were
Yeah.
learning. Everything you were learning in class, you had to remember on the test day, which is basically you stand there and then the guy, like your main teacher, asks you a whole bunch of questions.
sergeant major.
Yeah, and he like goes over your outfit and everything. And Sean did bad like a lot because I just remember him like,
No, it was always because of my uniform. It was never because of the information. It was always because of my uniform.
okay, well I just remember him like you were like they were like on you for some reason like a lot.
I don't know why. I know what you're talking about. I will
Mhm.
never understand why. Though.
Yeah, I don't know. That maybe just got a bad impression off of Sean.
For what? I don't know. I was really good at drill.
Uh-huh.
That's the only thing I was good at.
And I like they would like pull me sometimes to like ask the questions and stuff, and I was like the like I guess like since our class wasn't that good, like our class like a lot of our class didn't like pay
Oh yeah,
attention.
no one wanted to be in that class.
So
our
it
class.
wasn't hard for me to be the best because everybody else just was not good or not.
And
not
also
paying
because
attention.
he just shut up and said, "Okay, yes
Yeah,
sir,
yeah.
yes sir."
I told you I listened to like all the directions and stuff, but
it was
then
just a uniform. I could not.
yeah, and Sean halfway through I think he didn't have to wear the uniform for like the
Yeah,
rest of the year because of his
I was on crutches.
Yeah.
and my knee was hurt, so they didn't expect me to. It was all right.
Uh-huh.
Everyone keeps saying, no, my knee was inflamed or something. I don't know
Whatever.
what it was.
Well, all I know is since he had like an injury, he didn't have to wear his uniform, which was like he was so lucky because that uniform like wearing that on like on a Wednesday when it's hot outside and everybody's just wearing like
And it was embarrassing too.
yes,
Walking through the hallways wearing that thing,
like
it was embarrassing.
and then it was so bad, but we made it through, okay.
Surprisingly.
And Sean had an injury, even though I saw him like sprint down the hallway.
Oh, everyone keeps saying they seen me. There's multiple people. I see no proof. That's fake news.
When we got back to the NX one day from RTC, we got off the bus and he was on his crutches. He gave his crutches to someone and then sprinted down the hallway.
Okay, so what happened was someone robbed me of my crutches, and I don't go like that. All right, so I had to jump on one leg to get my crutches back.
Okay.
All right, I'm just fast with one leg. That's all it is.
Whatever you gotta say. And then like freshman year was pretty like for me, I didn't really enjoy freshman year. I think I enjoyed freshman year out of all the years the worst
Yeah,
because other than ROTC, I had no classes with anybody else.
this guy.
And
complaining
I
about his
hated it.
classes.
Like I hated it. It was so boring to me. And then my haircut sucked. I had glasses. It was just a really bad experience freshman year.
I mean, but you having no friends, how do you think I felt 8th grade?
I don't
Yeah.
know. We never
Yeah.
got to talk about middle school, to be honest.
That's for another one. That's another
Yeah,
episode. Another
we'll cover
episode.
this. We'll go back to that one day. But we're talking about high school, you know.
Yeah.
So for
yeah.
me, freshman year was probably like the worst year. It was so boring, and I just don't have like too many good memories from freshman year.
But didn't you start playing tennis, right? I think that's when you started playing tennis, right? Or no?
So freshman year, like around April, they were doing tennis tryouts, and I've played tennis with my dad. He taught me like the basics, but he didn't teach me like the proper way.
Mm.
So then I finally went to try out like when it was time for tennis, or it was like
Yeah.
tennis season, and I didn't really know what I was doing. But like I guess they were like lacking on people, so I got onto the team. And as soon as I got onto the tennis team, which was the time COVID started, so literally,
Yeah.
I remember it was like the first or second practice. The teacher got, or the tennis teacher or coach got a letter saying that the school would be closed for 2 weeks and we won't have like any practices.
I will never forget where I was, what I was doing.
I remember because I was playing tennis and everybody was cheering. Like I remember everybody was so happy.
You know what sucked for me too? Talking about sports was when my knee finally got better. The week before, I was finally off crutches, and then we all got that same letter saying, "You guys will be off for 2 weeks," and that 2 weeks turned into a year and a half. Right, year and a half. Yeah.
And then we like it was like a really fast switch, and we started doing like online school. Like after I think we had like a week off of school.
No,
like,
those 2 weeks we didn't do anything.
Yeah. So right after that, like if you guys were like experienced it too, we're class of 2023 to put this in perspective. We just graduated last year. So we already had Chromebooks, so we took those home and we had to do our assignments through Chromebooks. And this was like, I'd say we're still pretty new to Chromebooks. Cause like, at least for me, like I was
right in the middle about just being nudes.
We just used them.
I think
like
eighth grade,
middle school.
I think we just started.
Started using them, like, cause I remember
7th, 8th grade.
I remember I was definitely like in 6th grade, and the first time they brought out a Chromebook, I didn't know how to use it.
Yeah, because that's when they started. We didn't even have our own. Each classroom has a little box.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about? Yeah.
So that's why I was like, it was such a weird experience, but like, I had experience with a computer, so
Yeah.
we would basically started doing our assignments online. Then that's when like Zoom classes started, and this was like still freshman year.
Yeah, but knowing us, we did not do any of our work.
Yeah,
okay, no, we did our work. We just were never in the Zooms.
I don't know, but I didn't do my work.
Yeah, no, that's a lie. Yeah, no, I was trying to make it seem better.
Because I was already failing Spanish class before even COVID started.
Oh, yeah, and I was failing, what class was it? My AP, or honors, whatever it was, history class. Why I took that class, don't know.
Yeah, if you were there in that one Spanish class in freshman year, it was like a funny ass class. Just because like there was so much shit going on, but I failed Spanish in my freshman year, and I don't think it has to do anything with my Spanish speaking. Like I know it's bad, but it had nothing to do.
Spanish dude failing a Spanish class, ain't that ironic?
Yeah, well, it's just like the lady barely knew Spanish herself, and all her assignments were on the Chromebook, which I hated.
Yeah,
and so I never did those, and I ended up failing Spanish. Even like while we were online, I could have like Googled all the questions, but I still failed.
Yeah,
and I think Fortnite was still popular at the time.
That's when it first started bumping, because that's all we were doing.
It was really popular when we were in middle school, and then around freshman year, it was started to get more popular just because everybody was home and there was nothing to do, and I think me, Sean, all of our friends would literally play Fortnite
all day,
all night,
every day,
every week,
middle class,
every month.
Like
we were obsessed with Fortnite. Because there was they just released like a thing called creative mode, and we're just like all in there. You can get like as many as your friends in there.
We had like FaceTimes full of like 8 of us, 9 of us.
Because some of us like our mics sucked, so if
everyone was on different consoles sometimes.
Yeah, so if you experience like when somebody has a the mic and it echoes, we experienced that with like our friends, and so we basically just hopped on FaceTime and we just like have our phones there.
Among Us too.
Oh yeah, Among Us shit. There's so much shit that like we just had to like find enjoyment in
during COVID,
because all you had to do was be home. And I enjoyed my like COVID experience, like just because my cousin came over and he spent like the whole year here. My brother was home.
I think I did and I didn't. I think I enjoyed the being on the phone with you guys 24/7, but at the same time I didn't enjoy not being able to go out and like doing stuff.
But yeah, so like basically we had like online school for a few months because it was near the end of freshman year, and we just like played Fortnite online. That was like, we were freshmen, so we had like nothing to do, we weren't worried about college at all because like it's still freshman year.
Yeah.
And I never had college on my mind any year, just to put that out
freshman year I think I had college on my mind. I think that was my goal at that time in
life.
life.
I feel like you did, but me on the other hand, I didn't even like think twice about it. I was like Fortnite all day, every night.
Fortnite, I'm gonna come pro Fortniter.
We now we're so invested into gaming at that time.
Honestly, I'm not gonna lie. It did come in my mind at least once or twice at that period of time. Become like a pro streamer or something, dude.
I know, but like I just remember having so much fun gaming, and it was such a good time for like games.
That was prime gaming right there. I don't care what anyone says. During COVID, everyone on prime gaming.
Did you have summer school? Freshman year. In my notes, it says summer school.
I thought we were gonna skip over that.
Oh no! We're looping this thing around.
Remember that history class I was talking about? Yeah, I had to take. I think it was 2 or 3 weeks worth of summer school online, which was the stupidest thing in the world because it was like an hour a day. I had to do these stupid classes.
And I remember that because on my birthday, I think he spent the night at my house, and then in the morning he had to leave early because he had summer school.
And then I came back the same day.
Yeah, and then we played basketball. Like it was so fun. Like for me, COVID was like, I know like the situation was really bad, and I don't mean that like that's the good part.
COVID itself,
for you, just like my experience on what I was doing.
What we made of COVID.
Yeah, like my brother's friends would come over. We'd play like basketball.
Oh yeah,
and then a whole bunch of us would go play soccer because some of the courts were like really empty because like everybody else stayed home, but we were like sneaking into like we went to Bowie High School to play on the field a couple times, and like we just played basketball a lot because we had like a basketball in the backyard.
Did you have a pool back there too at that time? Or
not at that time. I think we just played basketball.
That's the next year, I think.
Yeah, and then we just played basketball almost every day. And I remember like every time you guys came over, it was like a 4-on-4 in this little ass court.
Everyone was back there playing.
Yeah, so I kind of made the most out of that. And after that, then this all leads into sophomore year.
Yeah, so that was like the summer of freshman year, summer school, basketball, trying to live our lives.
Yeah.
But COVID was still a thing during sophomore year.
So sophomore year was like COVID was big. It was probably like at its biggest.
And we didn't even go to school. Well, we didn't start going to school sophomore year because we were still doing online. And that's when Zoom was very more prominent. You had to go to the Zoom classes, even though everyone was just laying in bed.
Yeah, I think everybody literally opened the class, turned off your camera, and knocked out. Yep. I know that because I did that like every class.
Every single class.
And I remember like TikTok was like big. It was like at its peak right there, you know?
TikTok.
Quarantine. During TikTok during quarantine was so good. And like all the trends were really good. Like all the dances, you know, like it was just entertaining. And it was like kind of new. So I remember just scrolling on TikTok list, like my teacher was there. And then I would kind of be awake just because sometimes the teacher would be like, I must call your name. If you don't say your name, you're going to be marked absent or something.
Nah, I would just stay awake for that part. When they call my name, I would just go right back to sleep.
No, but some of my teachers would do it randomly. So they either do it in the beginning, the end, or in the middle.
Oh, yeah.
So that
my teachers never did that. At least my morning teachers never did that, so I didn't care.
Nah, they did that a lot for my classes. So I would be doing something while like just like having the computer play in the background. Yeah. And I was barely doing the work. I remember I had so many missing assignments, and I like barely squeaked through that entire year.
I'm surprised I generally passed.
And then, like, all right, so then this is where like my mentality became to kind of like grow. Like I was just like
better yourself.
I was like this is sophomore year. Like in 2 years, like we're not gonna be in school. And like being home that entire time, you get bored of playing video games and stuff.
Same thing every single day. It's
So I remember going on TikTok one day, and then I saw this like a whole bunch of people doing this thing. It was like embroidering hoodies. Like let's say like I'm pretty sure a lot of you guys have seen it where people will like have these machines. They put a hoodie in there, and then it starts sewing like designs onto the hoodie. So I got really interested in it, and I looked up just a whole bunch of TikToks on how to start that and what stuff you needed. And that in sophomore year is when I began to start my first, I guess, clothing thing, which was a thing called Anthony's Closet, where I would basically make an order per person. Like let's say Sean wanted a hoodie with a Nike sign and Lilo and Stitch on it.
Yeah, I forgot about that.
Yeah. So let's say he wanted that. I would like download the design, and then the machine would just do it for me. I try to like fix the threads and put the new colors in every time. And it was like a pretty good like
it did pretty
startup.
Yeah. Like got your foot in the door of
And
what
it-
you wanted to start doing actually.
Yeah, and then it just gave me more experience for when I in the future I started my clothing brand. But it just like the first beginning of like how to talk to people, how to like, you know, deal with people who were like, oh, I need this done by this time and stuff like that, and just like on how to post about your stuff.
Promotion wise,
Mhm.
it definitely is started there.
And also like at the time I wasn't like kind of I'd say like happy with how it looked. Like it wasn't like too bad, but like
They
I
were
was
still
like,
pretty decent quality though, considering you were just sitting in your room making them.
uh,
They were pretty good quality.
yeah. But I started to care about my appearance, like I guess like during sophomore year. And then that's also when I began to stop using glasses. Like unlike some people, I grew up and started wearing contacts.
Okay, I'm sorry,
Joking,
my
I'm
eyes are
joking, I'm
sensitive.
joking.
Okay,
Nah, that's the thing. Okay, I'm trying to convince Sean to put on contacts because I was the same way. Like I remember it would take me half an hour to put one contact in, or my mom would have to do it every single day. But I just remember I just wanted to stop wearing glasses, and I looked so weird in the beginning because everybody does. But that's like the best decision I've ever made because I cannot imagine myself wearing glasses now. But that's when I was like, that's also the same year I started wearing contacts, and that was like the best decision of my life.
yeah, that is. You know, I made my worst decision in my life then though.
What?
Dyeing my hair.
Oh yeah.
I thought it would be a good idea during quarantine to bleach my hair and then try to dye it pink and green. That did that. Nope, not doing that again.
I remember him like sending pictures in like the group chat.
Just randomly. I didn't even tell you guys. I don't think. I think I just randomly did it, just middle of the day.
And I was like, what the is wrong with this man? And then like I remember like he sent one photo and his hair was like kind of an orange color.
Yeah, I just bleached it.
Yeah, I was like, what the hell?
Yeah.
But like I couldn't even say anything because my hair at that time was terrible. Like my haircut, I don't know what the fuck.
Yeah.
My haircut was a one around and then just a whole bunch of hair on top. So,
yeah, I mean, I can't really talk either. My hair was not that good.
I think
either.
nobody's haircut at that time in our friend group was good.
No, only person. No, yeah, no. We
No.
all looked like
Yeah,
a bunch of little
we all
small
looked-
children.
Yeah,
But I think that's also affected us because we didn't actually have a real sophomore year.
yeah. So
We didn't get to get bullied.
yeah, so at least like I think we were both trying to upgrade our appearances during that time.
And it worked for one of us.
We had
not
time
the
to
other one.
reflect. We had time to reflect on like the fuck were we wearing? What do we? Like, and that's like also when I started to care about like clothing, and I also got into shoes at that time.
Yeah.
So me and my brother would resell shoes during sophomore year. I remember like Jordans were starting to be on the come up, like Jordan 1s, 3s, and 4s, and like all the big ones. And reselling was really popular. And then me and my brother began to resell, and we'd go to like sneaker events, and then that's where I also began to like find vintage clothes, and that's where like I guess my style began to like start. Like it all happened sophomore year. This is what I'm saying. These years are so like important to where it all leads up to. Like
Yeah, it's a lot of trial and error because clearly our haircuts and choices then were not very good, but we
like,
learned from them.
We had like a child, still like a child's mentality.
Yeah,
So and these like none of the things that interest us. All we cared about at the time was playing Fortnite.
honestly, that's it's something else that
What?
just as a small little plug myself.
What?
2020 FIFA 2020 came out.
I don't know.
I was at you don't know this?
I don't want
I was top 100 in the world.
Oh, okay. I mean, we had too much time on our
Yeah,
hands.
way too much time on our hands.
I don't know. I never
the
played.
fact that I was top 100 in the world in FIFA is crazy.
That's crazy. But like I remember. Okay, so like basically the entire time was gaming. We didn't care about ourselves at the time.
Yeah, we were staying up till 3-4 o'clock, waking up at 6 because we had to go to school. Like it was terrible. We did not care a single cent about our health.
Yeah.
Yeah. So also during sophomore year, what else happened? I did get my license. That was probably the weirdest way to get my license.
What do you mean?
Wait, was it sophomore year? No, I got my permit sophomore year.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
I forgot
my
about permits. I think I got my permit too.
My permit sophomore year.
Oh yeah.
Getting during sophomore year because we had to do those classes online.
No, that's for license. Permit was
No?
permit. The permit test was just you study and you go in and you answer the questions.
Oh yeah, you're right.
Okay.
You're right.
Yeah. So in sophomore year we also got our permits.
Did you fail?
No, I got it first try.
You got it first try? Yeah,
Yep.
same. Yeah, that was actually
Really?
like-
I thought you got it like no, it was one of our other friends.
Oh, yeah.
yeah. So basically, a permit test, you go to the DMV and you basically have to answer like 20 questions, right and you can only get like 3 wrong.
Yeah, I got 2 wrong though.
I think I probably got like 2 wrong too. I remember like you got yours. I think you definitely got yours first.
Oh yeah, because I got mine like 2 weeks after. No, I think the same week I could have got it because you have to be like 15 and some change, something like that.
So you definitely got yours before me, but it was like I remember they gave you like a big ass book or like a thin book.
Oh yeah, the small
to read.
book.
I never read it. I should use the app. Like
the app that I sent you.
The app was so easy.
Yeah,
like I remember
it was the exact same thing.
Yeah, I was like,
that's why.
If you go in to take your permit test, just know the questions aren't hard. It's just how they write them. They word it like in the hardest way possible, so you like they can try to trick you.
I'm
like
sorry if you have a reading disability because it's probably the hardest test in the world for you.
Rip in the chat.
Right?
But yeah, so basically, I literally went on the app twice, and then luckily the same questions that were
that's what I'm saying.
Like the ones that they chose. I know there's like a whole bunch to choose from that they could put on the test, but the exact ones that they just did were the ones I was practicing in the lobby waiting for my thing. I honestly thought I wasn't gonna like pass just because they're gonna give me like ones I just didn't go over, and I went on the app twice, and the second time was while waiting for the test. So I think I passed. Like I only got like 2 wrong.
Yeah, you did better than me. Or no, I did better than you. I guess I should say because I did that whole week. I was on my phone doing the test.
No, I
every single day at least 3 times I was doing that test. I'm like, I'm not failing this. What do I look like being the guy that failed a test about how to drive?
Like I don't get lucky, but I got lucky that time. Like
yeah, you did.
I don't know.
Because considering what you drive now, it looks like you need to retake that test.
Okay, buddy. Hey, at least my car's still in one piece.
Okay.
And but yeah, and then sophomore year, since like my parents would be like, this motherfucker's staying awake until 4 a.m. playing games all night, let's take it to work. So I also sophomore year, probably like near the end, I started working at my dad's restaurant, and I would work there like throughout the day sometimes, or sometimes throughout the night. And we'll get more into that later because I didn't have as a crazy of a schedule when I was a sophomore, but later on I had like a crazier schedule. But this the first time I was getting introduced to working, and
that's what you're
not working.
Considering your first quote unquote job though, right?
No, but even before that, like I don't want to go like back because we're gonna get off topic. But I used to like also sell like chips and stuff at his events. Let's say he had like an event in Virginia where it was like a festival.
Yeah.
He'd give me a spot to sell like my chips and shit, and I'll spend days like the whole day out there in the sun working shit. So I definitely had like my experience, and like he took me to places to work and stuff. But that was like you could say job. Like my first job was at his restaurant, and that's where I got introduced to like how it works at a restaurant.
Are we plugging the restaurant?
Mexico Lindo. This is the address. Definitely check them out. Great Mexican food.
Great food, honestly.
Yeah. Tacos, anything basically. Great horchata. Everything you would want from a Mexican restaurant, they have it there. And it's a nightclub on Friday, Saturday, Sunday, or almost every night. I forgot the schedule. But yeah.
It's been a while.
Yeah, go check them out. But yeah, so I think that clears up sophomore year.
Yeah, sophomore year, like in general, was
better because we're home.
Oh wait, no.
What?
Oh, we forgot.
What?
I was in school sophomore year. So
oh yeah.
So sophomore year,
yeah.
Towards the end of it, there was a portion of time where COVID was kind of getting, I guess, better or less. I don't know how you would word that, but less cases, I guess. So they made it so you could go to school if you wanted to. It wasn't necessarily needed. For some reason, I had to go. We don't have to get into that though. But that was the scariest experience of my life because imagine being in school and you see like one person. It's like that dream you've always dreamt of going to school the days you're not supposed to go to school on. It was the worst experience ever.
Sean was telling me this off before the podcast, and I literally forgot because I just remember like there was like when he finally like was explaining it to me, I was like, oh yeah, but I was like, did only like a few people go?
Oh yeah, I think every single of one of my classes, it was just me. Besides one class, there was like 3 of us.
Damn.
Yeah, it was. I would never wish that on my worst enemy.
I remember like they sent like a letter or note, but I just remember I was like, thank God I don't have to go.
Yeah. No.
And yeah, I feel bad for you.
Yeah. So honestly, for me, sophomore year, I think sophomore year is probably my worst year. I would probably.
No, I think it literally, like I always said this, my whole high school experience gets better and better. Like freshman year was the worst, and then sophomore year was a little bit better, and then boom, now we're into junior year.
Yep.
And junior year starts off with Sean getting a buzz cut. A buzzy.
I don't know why I did it.
Yeah.
It was like, I think 2 months into junior year, I was like, during Christmas time, I was like, you know what? Let's just buzz it.
Okay, this is a piece of information for everybody. Yes, if you go on TikTok and you see those guys that look good with buzz cuts,
I'm not one of them.
And me neither am I. Like I think I got a buzz cut when I was like little, but even now I know like my head shape is not built for a buzz cut.
Yeah.
You have to have one of those sharp chins. You have to be chiseled.
You got to be like what's that dude's name?
Handsome
Squidward.
I don't fucking know. You just gotta be your face has to be like almost like perfect for you to rock a good buzz cut. Good.
Yeah, because I have a big ass head,
and I just know it's starting to look good on me. But yeah, that's how junior year started for Sean.
Yep, I decided to cut mine off, and you decided to perm yours.
But that's like, okay. Basically, my entire life, I have had straight hair, and it was just like it was so hard to style it. You know, when I was in elementary, I do the mohawk because every Hispanic kid had the mohawk, and like
then
the mohawk gets good till a certain age. At a certain age, you have to stop wearing your what's it called?
A mohawk.
A mohawk. Like the kids now don't even wear mohawks. You know, it's all curly hair now.
Yeah, every kid wants to be like us, man.
Yeah. So basically, we had straight hair, and I think in middle school, I just didn't like how my hair was like looking, but I had no idea how to style it. Like literally every hairstyle did not match me. Like I was just like, this straight hair sucks.
Middle school, I had a ponytail.
Oh yeah.
And then I buzzed it again.
Okay. But yeah, so basically my whole like life, I hated my straight hair, and I saw on TikTok some guy like do a perm, and I was like, oh, that could work.
Yeah.
And my mom is she went to school for cosmetology, so she knew how to do it. And I remember one day, she hadn't done it in so long, but I remember asking her if she could do it. And when she did it, this isn't really important. If you're gonna get a perm, make sure you get those like really thin, small rods, because the curlier they are, I think they're the better.
The tighter, I think it makes it tighter, right? Or no?
Yeah, and then your curls just look way better. And then my mistake was that I told her to use like some fat rods because I didn't want them too curly. But it's always best to go with the smallest because the curls couldn't come out so good. Yeah. But I went with a thick rod, you know, one of those thick rods.
You like them thick, don't you?
Yeah. No, this ain't clip. Okay, so basically we used one of those thick rods, and so basically all my hair did was go like at the end curl like that.
You had the surfer dude cut.
It was just
where it
like
goes like this on the
end.
end.
Curls weren't full. Like it wasn't even a full curl. It was just like it just like dipped at the ends. It was so bad, and I hated it. But it's just like our first attempt at a perm, so that's how I started my junior year too.
Yeah.
And
but junior year we did actually go to school.
Yeah, but we did have to wear masks because at the junior we junior year we started with masks because remember like I remember wearing my mask and I had my hair like that like.
And we had to do the COVID test every week, right?
Oh yeah, I never did that shit. I think I just used the same picture and I took pictures everywhere.
You see this?
I don't get sick. That's the thing. I don't get sick, and then when I do get sick, it's really bad. COVID? No, I didn't.
Oh yeah. Me and you are the only people that know that I haven't got it.
Yeah, like as far as I know,
there's no wood near us.
I haven't got COVID, but like I was just like I was never sick. Like I really rarely get sick, but when I do get sick, it's bad.
It's very bad.
But so we still had to wear masks to like at least halfway through junior year because I remember like there's pictures of me with my perm. And I was wearing,
I think we were still supposed to wear them, but I don't think they were as strict about it.
No, in the beginning they were, and then they
they
slowly started to care less. And then at one point they were like, "Yeah, starting tomorrow, you don't have to wear your mask."
Yeah, it's optional.
Yeah, and a lot of people were mask fishing.
Mask fishing.
I've got accused for mask fishing, but I was like, "What do you want me to do?" That's the thing. If you get accused of it, like, what the? It's not like we didn't tell you that's how we look good underneath the mask.
You saw my eyes. Oh my god.
Yeah.
Like I didn't tell you what's underneath the rest of it.
I think I was mask fishing just because of how like my eyes and everything look with a mask when it's covered. I think it looks like it gives off like a false image. Like they probably think like I have like a perfect face underneath like from this angle.
I don't know. Do you think I was mask fishing?
No,
I don't think so. I feel like I looked the same with or without it.
No, I think people definitely thought it looked better with a mask because I remember one time I was in the master's class Oh, and also junior year, I had Lamaster, which he is a psychology teacher, and that's my favorite class of all
Shout
time.
out to Mr. Lamaster.
Favorite teacher of all time, Lamaster. We're gonna have you on the podcast
Because I know
in the
you're
future.
watching it. Because I know you're watching this.
Yeah, you better be watching a Lamaster.
Yep.
But yeah, so I remember one time I was in his class and somebody was like, "Oh, can I see you without your mask?" And they asked me to move it, and then they were like, and I was like, "Okay," and I put that shit back on, and I fucking
I
ruined
would
my
have
day.
kept that mask on for the rest of my
Yep.
life.
So we don't gotta talk about that.
Wow.
And,
but look, look where you are now. Look where they are now.
okay, I don't know where they are now.
I don't know who it was. I can't even act like
I'll tell you off the fucking podcast. And I was also still in ROTC at that time
Yep.
because, like I said, I was gonna do my 3 years. The requirement was 3 years, and you get your sash. Like my friend did it. I saw my friend like literally not go senior year. So and he came back for. He was like, "Oh, I did my 3 years. Can I get my sash?" And they're like, "Here you go." So I was like, "Great!" Like this junior year, my last year of ROTC. And they wouldn't even make you wear your uniforms because of COVID.
Yeah, I was
So
mad
I was
about
like,
that.
I chose like the best time,
I should have stayed in.
like, cause I only had to wear my uniform basically freshman year, and then sophomore year we're online, so no uniform. Then junior year only like a handful of times. So I was like blessed, and I was like
Yeah.
one of the higher grades. So I was like just chilling most of the time.
Weren't you like some type of person in it or no?
Like I guess like one of the leaders, because they have like leaders
Yeah, I
like in
remember
your
what it was
class.
called.
And I was basically the junior with a whole bunch of freshmen. You know, and
Yeah.
I was like, I let them do whatever they wanted because like I'm not like strict. I had like somebody else with me in that class that they were strict, so I had them do all the work.
Oh.
Yeah. So like he
Yeah.
was the one like telling people to do this. I was like, yeah.
I think it's possible because freshman year for us, the trauma we got from it just made
Yeah.
us not enjoy ROTC.
Yeah,
the
and
way
I don't
how
want to
everyone
be
else was.
how the people were when they were with us, like when we were fresh.
Yeah.
So I was just like, yeah, I mean, just good. Don't stress about it. The uniform looks good. Go.
Yeah,
know.
that is true.
So I was pretty chill with everybody, I think. So yeah, that was my RTC.
We're gonna get that one
experience.
comment from that one guy you were mean to that one time.
What do you mean?
I don't know, but there's someone that you thought you were nice to, but you weren't.
What are you talking about?
I don't know.
I'm so confused. Wait, what are you
I'm talking
saying?
about ROTC. You said you were nice to everyone.
Uh-huh.
There's gonna be that one guy that you weren't nice to.
Oh, who?
I don't know. They're
Like-
gonna come out the shadows.
Oh, I don't know. I think I was pretty good to everybody. I don't know who you're talking about.
So there's one person.
I'm confused, Sean.
You weren't good to me.
Okay, whatever. I was doing my job. No, but yeah, that was RTC for me. And also around that time,
Isn't that around the time you officially ended Anthony's Closets and started Angel Club?
yeah, because I remember Sean ordered something for me, and
Yeah, then like 2 weeks later, you're like, all right, nope, not doing this no more.
yeah, and I would get ordered. Like people were like, "Oh, you're the guy who does the hood, like the sweaters."
Oh, yeah.
And I was like, "Oh yeah," and then I would like shout out, and like show people my page if they asked. I wasn't like, "Look at my page," but
Yeah, only reason I remember it was like 2 weeks later is because I had told you what I wanted.
Mhm.
You had gave it to me like a week later,
Uh-huh.
and then someone has seen someone wearing it, and like, oh, where'd you get that from? And I
Yeah.
told them, and then they're like, oh, can you ask to make me one?
Yeah.
And then I texted you, you're like, yeah, I'm not doing that no more.
Yeah, so basically I stopped doing that. Like I stopped doing Anthony's Closet because I didn't find joy in making what other people wanted because other people got weird taste, I was just like, I don't think this looks good. And I was like, but you ordered it
Yeah.
and I gave them what they wanted. But I was just like, I'd rather spend all this time I'm doing like making these sweaters for people and just make something that I like and just sell that.
And hope other people like it too.
Yeah. And so I changed Anthony's Closet and I kept the initials AC because I just liked how it looked like just satisfying to me. I don't know.
Yeah, AC is just 2 good letters though.
Yeah, and I just liked how the letters like look next to each other. So I was like, well, AC, and I started thinking of like if I'm gonna start a brand, what do I want the name to be? And I just kept thinking AC. I was like Angel because there was like an angel thing in my room, and I was like Angel Club, and I just stuck with it. I just like I was like I can't believe nobody's thought of that or like hasn't been used.
Honestly, I feel like it's a very common name.
I know, but
But
just
it's
like,
not. I've never seen anywhere
and
else.
even when I trademarked it, I there was nothing. Like there was no other people using it. So I was like, damn.
Yeah.
And so basically I started my brand with the name Angel Club.
That was the birth of Angel Club.
And I think I showed Sean like images of like ideas of I had, and I'd post it on my Instagram too, of just ideas I
Yeah,
had.
but I remember the OG drawings from like 8th, 7th grade because you've been wanting to do that for a while.
Yeah, and I had like in my notebooks, that's what I'd be doing instead of class. Like I have pictures of just like my notebooks of just like
I think I have a
sketching
picture
hoodies.
too of mine. That just you just sitting there, just draw down this corner of your paper.
Yeah, like any class I was in junior year, I was not paying attention because I told you college was the furthest thing from my mind.
Yeah,
So
I think at this point in high school, I think I was losing hope about college. I was like,
really,
it's not, because in my mind, school was never
uh-huh.
like a top. I mean, it was,
Uh-huh.
but I didn't enjoy it. I found no love
Mhm.
in that. Because that around junior year. Yeah, no, junior year is when I started working, and I don't know why,
Mhm.
but working for money was way more satisfying. I had more love for working than school.
Mhm.
So that's when my dreams of going to school died.
Mhm. And like I think like so in junior year, basically since I wanted to start the clothing brand, I was working that entire summer of sophomore year. So
Yeah.
that's what the money I got from working at my dad's restaurant. I used that money to buy the green hoodies, and I bought like 90 hoodies, and it was a couple $1,000 just because like it's still a lot of hoodies. 90 hoodies
Yeah.
is a lot. So I spent all that money. I watched TikToks. I just watched YouTube videos on how to like put designs on hoodies and shirts, and I ended up finally like coming up with like a hoodie I wanted to make. I had it like I did all the hoodies one by one in my room. I tried my hardest, but the problem was that I made all the hoodies. Boom, I'm done with the hoodies. What do I do now? Sell them. How do I do that? That's the hardest part. You can make it. You can make your product, but the hardest part is selling it.
Yeah.
And I wasn't doing any TikToks, no Instagrams and shit at the time. I had like 300 followers all across the board.
Yeah.
And I basically, the day of my drop, I sold one hoodie. And then all the photos on my Instagram were just me wearing it. Like, I learned how to duplicate myself
Yeah.
just so I could have like, it looked like more people were
Yeah.
wearing it in the photos.
These are the pictures.
Yeah. And I remember like I was so like upset, and also like I was like, why can't I sell these hoodies?
So then that's when he made postcard.
Oh yeah, I made these little like business cards that just had, it said Angel Club, and it had like a at the
And then
bottom.
there were stickers, right?
Oh yeah, no,
Yeah.
those are business
Oh
cards.
yeah, those are the business cards.
They're
Yeah.
literally, I used business cards and I turned them into stickers with this little machine. So literally all my stickers were like just
Yeah.
just business cards with a sticky back.
At that point, he made me run around school just sticking
Yeah.
them on things, just handing them to people.
Yeah. And then we even gave it to my friend Preston. We put it on his like his
His-
chest because he was like buff. And that's like one of the first times I met my friend Preston. He just like shake up and down. And then he was like, I don't know. It was like we're just messing around.
Used them as nipple covers.
Yeah. But yeah, so that was like the birth of Angel Club, and it was I think it was like a failure, you could say, because like I remember I had boxes in my room just like for months where no hoodie was selling.
I want to say it was a fail, considering if you base it off of first blowing up, yeah. But in general, I don't think it was, considering you still did sell out of those, and so many people asked for them.
But that's not until like later on. Like at the time, I'm saying like at the
Yeah,
time, I
yeah.
thought it was a failure, and
Yeah,
I was just
that's
like,
true.
I was like, I failed. And I kept trying, and I couldn't, and I kind of put it in the back of my head, and I kind of forgot about Angel Club, and what's he called? And then around that time, Sean was working at Roy Rogers.
Yep. Yeah. Honestly, I kind of loved that job. Because, did you ever play those games like on Cool Math as a kid? The like you had to work the restaurant. What were they called?
I remember games like that where you have to like build, like, let's say an order comes in, you have to build a sandwich.
like this pizza or whatever.
Yeah.
It was. That's what it felt like. It felt like that in real life.
Yeah.
Like it was so much fun, so cool. And the only reason I really would work though was because, like I said, we had gotten our permits. I think at this time we got our license.
Yeah, everybody had cars on their mind.
Yeah, so I really wanted a car. That was like my dream. I really wanted a car. My parents had told me, if you want a car, you got to work for it. So I'm like, okay, I'm working for this car. So I spent every minute, every hour that I could working, and ended up getting a car in like 4 months of me working a minimum wage job, which is kind of impressive.
And like also like junior year is also when we're like starting to grow, like school, like a couple classes you could skip every now and then.
Yeah,
So we had friends that like drove as well, so we just like skip all the time, go get food,
Yeah, because our other friends are older than we're like the two younger ones in our friend group.
and
at
they
that
already had
time.
cars at the time.
Yeah, so everyone else had cars.
So we just like go pick up some food, eat it, and then come back.
Or just not come back sometimes.
Yeah,
Just wait till
it
the
was
bus.
really easy to leave our school and enter. Like,
Yeah, very
they
concerning.
didn't put a security man like there permanently, but
Yeah, like
they're never gonna do it.
That's actually very concerning. Considering
I
what
know.
the stuff happening in the world at that time.
yeah, like, it was really literally.
Could get in and out.
I'm not
very
getting into
easily.
detail in case like some crazy man's watching and they know where we
Oh
went
yeah,
to
yeah. I'm
school.
not gonna explain it, but
It was just really easy to leave.
and come back in
Yeah,
like certainly easy.
we did some stuff in our senior year that you're like, how the hell did they come in with to school with that? Like bringing that in. But we'll get into
We'll get to that
in a
later.
minute.
Yeah, we'll get to that.
But
later.
like I remember, so we were skipping a lot, and like I mean, I didn't have no problem because I didn't care about school. I think Sean didn't skip as much because just like his parents were strict, and like you had to like still like
I think
you still were trying to like get good grades.
I think I was still in like, even though I didn't want to go to school, but I think I was still on the edge of not really wanting to.
Mhm.
But I think towards the end of junior years when I started skipping more with you guys. I think.
Yeah, and it was like our schools like was like across the street you got a McDonald's, the other way you got Chick-fil-A, Chipotle, tropical
Harris
smoothie.
Teeter,
God, like literally, like
Subway,
like
everything.
your eyes just glow. Like after you leave the school, you're like, where do I want to go?
Literally.
Dunkin', anything you want.
Oh
like,
yeah, I forgot about the Dunkin'. Yeah,
yeah.
literally
So it's just like anything you want. What do you want? You want McDonald's? You want a Happy Meal? Go get it.
But honestly, I feel like that was one of the better parts of high school, though.
Yeah, like just leaving with your friends to go get food. It's just fun.
Like in that little adrenaline rush of like walking out, hoping you didn't
Yeah.
get caught. That was not gonna lie. Don't skip, kids.
Yeah, like
but
it was pretty easy to leave our school, but sometimes you could get caught.
I never got. Did you get caught?
No.
Technically, I got caught once, but I talked myself out of it.
Yeah, you can. I feel like you can talk yourself out of it.
Oh
pretty
yeah, I can
easily.
talk a lot of stuff out of myself out a lot. Of
I wasn't one of
things.
those people who were like best friends with security guards. And
Oh yeah, no. Some kids they were best friends with them. They would walk them in and out of the school, just
Yeah.
chit chatting. Yo, you going chick? Let me get some.
yeah,
Like some people were a little crazy with it.
yeah,
but
but not
not
I
us.
wasn't. We weren't on that level. And then
Yeah.
also at the time, I finally got my perm situated. The perm was good at the time. We finally got the good rods. My hair was like how I wanted it to be, and I was starting to get more confident in how I looked. And I was like wearing hats. I was wearing like fitted hats and shit. Like I remember I was like,
I don't know why though, considering your hair was getting better.
yeah.
Thinking about it right now.
I would look at my old photos. I was like, why am I wearing hats in these? I don't know. Like, and that's the problem. You can't even wear fitted hats when you get a perm because it kind of messes up your perm. Because
But like we said, we were trying to figure out our styles, what we
Yeah,
were doing
but
with
yeah.
ourselves.
and I had like grew like a big fucking hat collection for no reason. And that's like
Yeah, you
that's
did.
where my first TikTok started because I did
Oh yeah,
TikToks bending my brim because like hats were really big on TikTok for a little
at
bit.
that point in time. Yeah,
Like buying fitted hats and like the collectors, like the collective ones, or like there were some big ones and
getting
some
them
hard ones.
embroidered and stuff on the back too.
Oh yeah. That's like everything was blown up, and a lot of people were curving the brim of their hat, and then I would just turn it into like a video where I was just like steaming it, curving it, and I
I
don't have to
remember.
buy a new hat for every video.
Is that video still up?
Those videos are still up. I never took them down. I never believed in taking down like old videos that were embarrassing. Like you can go back and find the most embarrassing videos of myself.
Because that one was pretty embarrassing.
No, it wasn't. Like
Oh,
compared
I have one.
compared to the videos that came afterwards, I feel like I've embarrassed myself so much that like I really don't get embarrassed too much now.
Oh yeah, I think at this point, if we are embarrassed by anything, we should not be doing this.
Yeah. So so those are my first TikToks. Were just like bending my brain because I kind of like was like I want to do content, and that was always been a thing I want to do, but I was
Yeah.
never confident, or I couldn't find what videos I wanted to do. I feel like that's the hardest part when anybody wants to start making content.
Oh, definitely.
They just don't know what to do. Like,
So
they don't know
I
what
feel
to
like
make.
I feel like that's what I'm kind of in right now.
Mhm.
Like, cause I want to start doing more and posting like on my personal stuff,
Mhm.
but I just don't know what to post.
It's-
You know what I mean?
It's really hard to like find your niche, but once you do find it, it's like boom,
You
just
gotta stick with
repeat,
it. Yep.
switch up some stuff, go again,
hmm
and like just be creative. So those are my
Yeah.
first TikToks, but nothing to do with the Polaroids yet.
Yeah.
And then at the time, I was still working, so I would work at MXL, and this is like where I told you guys my hours kind of like turned longer, the days turned longer, and this is where I started to hate work because since I was in school, I couldn't work throughout the day. So
Oh yeah.
On-
So you were leaving school And then what happened after?
Like it was like school Monday through Friday. On Saturday and Sunday I'd work at the restaurant, and it'd be from, since it's the restaurant is connected to a nightclub and it's like all part of one thing. Basically on Friday and Saturday, uh I would work from 5 p.m. to 5 a.m. and it was because we were working on it's called a taqueria, and it's where you make tacos. So basically,
The line for those English speakers.
yeah. So basically, we made tacos, and I think we stopped selling stuff off the menu, like the big items on the menu, like shrimp, like carne asada, and like
Steak.
yeah, like all the things you would find at a restaurant. We stopped
Yeah.
selling them at 10 p.m. and then after 10 p.m. we just sold straight tacos. And since we're connected to the nightclub went on till 3 in the morning. So we were selling tacos throughout like the whole night, just selling tacos to all these drunk people. And afterwards, the nightclub ended at 3. So all those people that just finished dancing and everything and now are hungry, they came from the nightclub and they came right around to ours, to where the tacos were, and then they'd order tacos, and then there'd be like a big line because like everybody's just coming from the nightclub, and it'd be
Drunk
like
and hungry.
yeah, and so we literally tortilla, and like everybody had their own section. Like I was always making tortillas, and then I give them to my brother, and then he'd put the meat, and then my cousin would probably put like the cilantro and onion and sauce, and we didn't finish that line until like an hour or two. So we'd basically finish and close at like 4, sometimes 5 in the morning. And then afterwards, it's an hour of cleaning. Like everybody has their section, so like it takes like an hour to clean your section. So everybody ended up leaving like literally from like 5 to 6 in the morning every night. And that was like the worst. Like imagine school, then that on the weekend. So I was like,
It was almost nearly impossible to try to hang out with you on the weekends. 'Cause
Yeah.
anytime I text you or anything, you'd be asleep or you'd just be waking up like, I gotta go to work in like 2 hours, dude. Leave me alone.
yeah, it was so I just didn't like. I was like, imagine doing this your entire life. I was just like, I hated that. I was like, that thought was like, I don't want to do that. And but I ended up still doing it like the whole junior year. And like I was getting money to buy like
Yeah.
shoes or clothes or something. But I remember like there was nights where I would go, and like I remember I was falling asleep like on the wheel, because at that time we were starting to get our cars.
Yes, and you got your beautiful first car, which lasted like a week.
Yeah.
I still remember the day you got it and you showed me.
Uh-huh.
I was freaking out because I'm like, this dude just got the coolest car in the world.
And like I wasn't like big into cars. I'm not like really into cars now. Like I know like cars, but like I'm not like, there's a Subaru. I'm not like,
Yeah, I think
good with a big ass engine or some shit. But at the time I didn't know what it was. My dad got it at an auction, and I didn't think there was nothing wrong with it. It was a little shaky, but I just thought like that's how cars are, I guess. And I drove it to school. It seemed okay. And I think me and my dad took a trip to Vegas, and during that time, we just left the car at home, and my brother was like, "Can I drive your car?" And I was like, "Yeah, I don't care." And he drove it, and my brother, he drives like
Fast and Furious.
yeah. he thinks he's in Fast and
Tokyo
Furious
Drift,
5. I don't
yeah.
know. He just like he drives
Family.
crazy. So literally come back from the Vegas trip, he's like, "Oh, here are your keys. By the way, your car is up." And it was already at the fucking shop. Or no, it stayed. And I was like, "Really?" And I remember
Yeah.
taking it to school, and it was like up because a lot of fog was coming out of it. And then I ended up just like taking it to the shop. They were fixing it for like 2 years, and basically they were like, "Oh, you need a new car." So I ended up getting a BMW. It's like a 2013 BMW. There's a picture of it,
Boom.
and I love that car. I still have it to this day. It's pretty like just like
Daily driver.
yeah. It's like it's definitely messed up.
Considering it's a BMW though, and
Mhm.
you've had it for this long, it's kind of impressive.
Yeah, no, it's definitely like I said, it's up.
Oh
There's-
yeah.
Eventually, give it another year or two. That thing's that
Yeah,
thing's a
it's gonna be
goner.
gone.
Because
Yeah.
it makes sounds already, but
But I said it's running though, so it's
Yeah.
impressive.
it's
compared
just
to BMW.
whenever it's time, we'll turn it in.
There's
no.
how it turned it in. It's crazy.
But yeah, so that's my daily. I call it the BBC, the black BMW car. Yep, I said in a video a long time ago. If you're OG, you remember that, the BBC.
Alrighty. Well,
What? You know the
also
name.
in I know the name.
I thought you loved BBC.
Nah, I know you do. Clearly.
We're not helping the allegations, bro.
There was allegations.
There's definitely someone who thinks
The
some
Drake
shit.
allegations. Anyways,
Okay.
junior year also. Do you remember what we started doing junior year with the friend group, doing our photo tag?
Oh, yeah.
That was probably I don't. Do you remember how it started though?
Mm-hmm.
How does I think I sent something, didn't I? Or was it you? I think one of us
definitely
did.
think we all saw the same TikTok, which was a TikTok that that blew up where like a friend group was playing tag in high school.
Yeah.
And basically this was called photo tag, where basically say there's 6 friends and one person starts off like being it, like in tag. And in order to tag somebody else, you take a picture of them and send it in the group chat. So if I send a picture of Sean in the group chat, he's it. And he can't tag me back, but he can get somebody else like in our friend group.
And I feel like ours was even more fun or crazier, however you want to say it, because there was like a bunch of us in there.
Yeah.
Like honestly,
8 of us, 9 of us.
No, because there were some people in the group chat. Some of us didn't even have each other's numbers.
Oh yeah.
Like we knew who they were.
Yeah.
We just didn't even have each other's numbers. Like it was actually really fun.
And there's sometimes you don't even know the people are taking photos of you. So like there's like one really zoomed in photo of like somebody down the hallway in a corner,
Or like,
and then they're like,
or some people would go up to the people's classrooms, and we had little windows in our
and
doors,
then
and
they
they'll
like-
go there to do.
yeah.
Yeah, I remember one time I got in trouble for it though,
Oh,
because I saw someone.
I can see how that looks.
I think I want to say it was Jaden,
Mhm.
and I saw him at the end of the hallway, and I yelled something to him because I was being cocky, and he saw me, and he just started running. So we're running around the school in like the middle of classes, and I think I got caught or something. I was like, oh. No, I'm so sorry. I'm going back to class now.
Because you could get away from somebody. All you had to do was turn off their phone or like be
Smack
fast
it.
enough to run away before they can pull out their phone and take a photo. And especially like when you're outside. I remember like one time I was trying to get you, and then once everybody was outside after school was finished, there's like a lot of people, so he was just cutting through people, and I couldn't like catch up to him because like
I'm
bump into people and shit.
Slender man over here.
No, but yeah. So that whole thing was like just thing we played, every now and then. And it's one of the reasons one of my videos did good later on for like the Polaroid thing.
Yeah.
But
I forgot we did that. Yeah.
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 But yeah, so that was like a really big thing we did. And also at the time, I really wasn't doing too much. So literally all I would do is go home and then go to the gym. When I wasn't working, I was at the gym. So that's also when I started my gym grind. I've posted a lot of videos about it.
Yeah.
But I basically just started working out a lot. And I would go in the gym for like 2 hours, 3 hours, just staying in there trying to like, I was like, what else am I going to do? So I was just like in there. And I was like, I got to like I say one of the best shapes of my life. I'm on the way right now to even beat that. Cause this summer I'm about to be, very ripped.
Yep.
But yeah, so
Totally.
I was locked into the gym at that time.
Yeah, that is true. And I'm not gonna act like I was. I tried. I did for like a week. That was my thing. I
want to see Sean bulk up and get.
I'm not
bulk.
bulking. I'll never. Funny. Right now I'm in the gym. I've been in the gym for a cool month and a half. But
I've been in the gym for like a good 2 or 3 weeks, and I've seen like I can already see improvements.
Oh yeah, same. But like I'm never gonna bulk up. That's the thought of being big and like being like big old like.
Oh no, I don't want that. I do not want that. I literally want like.
I just want to be cut. That's what I want.
Yeah, that's literally.
I don't want to be big. I just want to be cut.
Me neither. I don't bulk. I don't even drink protein or anything. All I do is drink coffee, go to the gym.
Yep. Makes sense why you're short. I'm gonna make that joke every single podcast. put a count of how many times I've called him short.
No.
In each podcast.
No. I'm a cool 6 foot, by the way, if you're wondering. But and then
compared to what?
And then like also I started to do TikToks at this time, and this is the original day in the lives. The original day in the lives, because on TikTok, day in the lives weren't like voiceovers. There used to be just show what you were doing, put music in the background,
and I think put like words or something.
Yeah, and I'd also do like kind of like get rid of videos, but I'll just show you like what I'm about to put on,
and then not show you what he's wearing.
Like I was like a white t-shirt, put it on, like green shirt or green like hoodie, put it on.
Yeah,
I remember
he was doing the trends where the trends came out.
Yeah, but like none of them did go. Like maybe like the most I got like 1,000, 2,000 views. And I did them like I try to do them as much as possible. I remember one time one of our friends, like I remember going into my science class and one of our friends, like I don't know about friends, but like one of our acquaintances was they asked me, they were like she pulled up her phone, we're like, hey, like I think we were around some of our friends, like people I didn't really know, but around her friends. She was like, bro, like can you believe he pulls out his outfit and pulls it out like a day before, and records it. And I remember like feeling like I was like, I remember like feeling just like it hurt, you know.
Is it who I think it is?
Bleep this out. It was.
Oh my god.
Yeah. So please bleep that out. But that part that hurt, and then it was junior year.
Yeah, that would hurt. Yeah.
It was junior year, and we had science class together, and yeah, so like she was basically like, boom, like, oh, can you imagine he does this, like, and post it? And I was like, damn, that hurt. And I actually stopped doing it because of that.
And look where we are now.
Well,
bitch.
Okay. But I remember it hurt so bad I stopped doing it. And
damn.
Like it just felt so bad.
Yeah. Damn, that's crazy.
And that's where I don't know where that could have gone, but you know, everything works out for a reason.
I mean, but hey,
yeah,
we up. She down.
Yeah. No.
I was kidding. I don't know where they are in life. But
yeah. But either way, I didn't really have too many friends. I had like Sean and like maybe like 2 other friends. But either way, I still walked the hallway. I think every year I walked the hallway by myself to my classes because Sean was not walking because he had different classes, and you know.
Yeah, our classes were literally like exact opposite of each other every single year.
Yeah, we really didn't have any classes like the same class, like maybe one class every year or every other year that we had like a class together.
The only time we had class was freshman and senior year.
Yeah. So like I remember like I always walked the whole way to myself, you know, because I really had like a small group of friends.
Yeah.
And I really didn't care. Like I put music on.
Loser alert.
But yeah.
He got put into lockers. He was bullied.
Oh hell no. I didn't get bullied.
That would be hilarious though. If you did.
But I mean, I don't blame him. I played tennis. Oh, because I came back to tennis.
Oh yeah.
Because since it was not like I think it was available sophomore year, but I didn't feel like going. You know, I was home playing Fortnite or doing whatever.
Fortnite.
So I tried out again for the tennis team junior year this time, and I made it again. And this time I actually took it serious because one of my friends that I made in the tennis team, he was really good. He showed me.
We talked about him last year. Not last year, last podcast. Sorry. No, maybe I'm tripping. My fault.
So basically, he taught me how to play tennis, and I was like, I think I started to get good, and I could have gotten better, but you know, like I said, I don't see a future in tennis. You know, I just played it because it was fun.
If you think about it, if you took a future in tennis, you could have been in that movie with Zendaya.
Shut the fuck up. No,
you could have been kissing Zendaya in that movie.
I'm good.
That could have been you.
Nah,
you thinking about it though, now, aren't you?
I'm chilling. But yeah, I just enjoyed playing tennis. Like it was so fun to me, and like it's weird because tennis is so weird. When we had like play against other schools, it's not like you're playing. You're like, I guess you play. He literally made the who was playing the day of, and sometimes like no, like not half the team wouldn't play. And the days I play, I was having fun. You know, I was just like, you know, trying to get better and better.
With his very intense face.
And then I even got like my own racket, like a blue one. I had like an angel design on the end of my
yeah, it was kind of sick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I enjoyed it, you know. It was pretty like it was a fun activity after school.
Yeah. And then you quit.
No, I didn't.
Then what happened?
It just finished. Like,
oh, really?
Yes. I did it my whole junior year, and even one of our players went to state, like our one of the players on our team went to state. And I went over there. I got to watch. I got to skip school to just go watch my one of our person on our teams play tennis, and I just had fun. It was like a sport that I still enjoy playing, but not everybody enjoys playing.
Yeah.
So,
I think that just wraps up junior year though.
Gym grind. Yep.
Yeah.
So, ladies and gentlemen, all those years culminated into senior, even that last thing I said about posting.
Yeah.
Like literally, if you think about it, all those things literally built what we are from freshman year being like a little kid still.
Yeah.
Sophomore year beginning to care about more about our futures, began to care about more how we looked.
Yes.
Literally
definitely.
All culminated in senior year.
Senior year was like the final show.
Yeah.
All those memories we had, everything we'd been through, all the struggle we've been through, combined into greatness in senior year.
And like, I don't know where he was at the time, like where he was thinking about after school, but I knew going into senior year, before going into senior, I was like, I don't plan on going to college, so I need to make senior year count, and I need to find what I'm gonna do for the rest of my life. This year, I only got 1 year before because I knew my parents wanted me to go to college, but it all culminates senior year. So there was so much writing on senior year for me.
I think for me, senior year, I was still trying to figure out officially. I was more towards work than school at that point in time still, but I think for me, it was more, let me just enjoy school. Because I think I was so fascinated. I tried to get good grades, and I was like, I'm missing out on stuff. Let me make senior year the best senior year I could possibly ever
So
have.
you were trying to enjoy your senior year. I was over here stressing. I was like,
yeah.
somehow senior needs to do amazingly. We'll wrap it up with junior summer, I guess. Like I don't know where you were.
Junior year summer, I think I think I got my car then, something out there.
Okay.
Or, I don't know. I think I already said I got a car. I don't know.
Well, either way,
Work. It's a lot of work.
yeah. And I'll leave it at this. The last thing I remember seeing from junior year was Logan Paul's 99 Originals. You know where that leads?
Yeah.
But basically, I remember seeing that, and I got so inspired by that. And I don't even know why or what it was inspiring me to do. It just like, I remember watching it in the gym. Like
something
literally,
about it.
he dropped videos for it while I was in the gym. I'd be, oh shit. And I'd stop working out, which is like, I don't stop working out when I'm in there. I try not to be on my phone, but I had notifications for Logan Paul and his 99 Originals project. And I would watch, like, I literally stopped what I was doing in the gym and watch why he took this photo on about a monkey wearing a costume.
And the crazy thing is, the same time we were both watching it, and I think that time we both realized what me and you both have a lot in common.
Like, this is the part in the movie where literally two motherfuckers are seeing the same thing, and like all this is leading up to 1 year of
greatest years of our life.
Greatest, I would say, but like, you know, the future is gonna be like,
you're right. It's only gonna get better.
Yeah, but there's so much writing on this 1 year for both of us, you could say, and basically, you guys, some of you might know the story, some of you may not, but we'll cover it next time because I feel like there's so much to cover in senior year. It deserves like its own 2 episodes, but we're gonna shove it into one next week. Hopefully, you guys come back because it literally all this was just a build up to next week's podcast.
Big old cliffhanger.
Yes, I'm sorry to do it to y'all. This is Endgame right now. Next episode is Endgame. All of it fucking goes into that. Craziest year, so much shit to talk about. Craziness all over the way. Every day was
crazy
mayhem. My brain was fried. I shoved myself in a room for 260 something days of
so many sleepless nights
and so many pictures. But thank you guys for watching. This is the second episode of the After High School Podcast. Remember, episodes every Friday at
5 o'clock EST.
Yeah, EST, Eastern Standard Time.
Yes.
Make sure to like, comment, subscribe. Make sure you comment what you think about this podcast. Yes. I don't know where you're watching this on, but make sure to give us a review, a good review on
Spotify.
I think Spotify or
whatever Spotify you gotta do for that.
Whatever, just
Apple Music, whatever you
just
gotta
do whatever you could do to help out the podcast. Thank you guys for watching.
Yes.
Remember,
check
post
out
notifications.
The Instagram too.
Yes. Make sure to put on your post notifications and everything. And we'll see you guys next time.
Adios.